Yeah, nah, for sure. We've been in the studio a few times. He came to one of our parties, New Year's parties. It was dope. That's my guy.
While it was obvious that Diddy's end had begun, no one expected it would also mark the end for his son, Christian. Once seen as the heir to his father's empire, Christian now faces a future that may erase him from the public eye forever. What led to Christian's sentencing, and what does it mean for the once mighty Combs dynasty? Stay with us as we uncover the details behind the sentence that has left everyone saying goodbye forever. Who is Christian Combs? Christian Combs, better known by his stage name King Combs, is the first biological child of Sean Diddy Combs and Kim Porter. He was born on April 1, 1998, soon after his parents started dating. Christian's birth was significant, as it marked the beginning of Diddy and Porter's family life, which would eventually include Christian and his siblings, both biological and adopted. Growing up, Christian was surrounded by music, fame, and celebrity culture. His father, Diddy, is a music mogul, entrepreneur, and rapper, best known for founding Bad Boy Records and releasing chart-topping hits like I'll Be Missing You and Bad Boy for Life. His mother, Kim Porter, was a model and actress who played a pivotal role in Christian's upbringing. Sadly, Christian lost his mother in 2018, when Kim Porter passed away due to complications from pneumonia. Her death left a deep emotional impact on him, but Christian has often said her memory inspires him to work harder in his career. Christian attended school while being fully aware of the world of fame he was growing up in. After completing high school, he wasted no time in getting serious about his music career. His early exposure to the music industry, combined with his father's guidance, laid a strong foundation for his entry into the business. Being raised in such an influential family, Christian was exposed to the world of entertainment from a young age. His father, Diddy, not only encouraged him but also set an example of what it means to be successful in the music industry. Despite Diddy's larger-than-life persona, Christian has mentioned that his father wasn't always sure if he should follow in his footsteps. Diddy, known for his relentless work ethic and accomplishments, would ask Christian about his plans and question his resolve to pursue a music career. Christian, however, was determined. From childhood, he had a clear vision that he wanted to be an artist. His musical journey began when he started mixing rap and R&B styles to create his own unique sound. Inspired by his father, but keen on making his own mark, Christian embraced the lessons Diddy taught him, especially the motto, "Can't stop, won't stop." He internalized this mentality, which became a defining characteristic of his career. He recalls his father asking, "What's your plan B?" To which Christian always responded, "There is no plan B." He knew early on that music was his one and only goal. In 2019, Christian released his debut EP titled Sincerely, C3. The EP contained a mix of rap and R&B tracks that showcased his versatility as an artist. Some of the standout tracks on the EP included Heaven Sent and Naughty. These songs were well received and demonstrated Christian's ability to merge the styles of rap and smooth R&B in a way that was distinctly his own. His music had influences from the golden era of hip-hop and the modern trap beats, which helped him carve a niche for himself. During the same year, Christian collaborated with his older brother Quincy on a track called Options. Quincy, who is not Diddy's biological son but was adopted by him, is also a musician and actor. This collaboration further cemented the bond between the brothers and showcased their ability to work together creatively. Christian rose to stardom in an unexpected way. The rise of King Combs. Christian's music career took a significant leap forward after the release of Sincerely, C3. However, it was in 2022 that he achieved his first major career milestone. He released the single Can't Stop, Won't Stop featuring Kodak Black. This song became a breakout hit and garnered significant attention on various platforms. It was not only catchy but also a direct reflection of Christian's mantra of perseverance, a philosophy passed down from his father. The song's success was a defining moment in Christian's career. In November 2022, Can't Stop, Won't Stop topped the Billboard mainstream R&B or hip-hop airplay chart, marking the first time Christian had a song hit #1 on such a prestigious chart. For Christian, This was the culmination of years of hard work, practice, and determination. It wasn't just a moment of personal achievement, but also a moment of proving himself in the eyes of the public and his father. The track's success marked a career high and demonstrated that Christian had the potential to stand on his own, separate from his father's shadow. The song was a celebration of his growth as an artist, and its title reflected the never-give-up attitude that both Diddy and Christian embody. Although Christian has been heavily influenced by his father, he has always made it clear that he wanted to create his own identity in the music industry. He didn't want to simply emulate Diddy's style. Instead, he worked hard to develop his own sound. Christian's music blends 1990-inspired hip-hop beats with modern R&B melodies, which has allowed him to appeal to a broad audience. He often cites legendary artists like Biggie Smalls and Tupac as his inspirations, but he also draws from modern-day artists like Drake and Lil Wayne. Christian has been able to strike a balance between paying homage to the golden era of hip-hop, which his father helped shape, and creating music that resonates with today's generation. Outside of his music career, Christian has become a public figure in his own right. His charismatic personality and striking resemblance to his father has made him a favorite among fans and media outlets alike. He is often seen at high-profile events, fashion shows, and music festivals, representing both his music and his father's legacy. In recent years, he has also been very open about his love life, particularly his relationship with model Raven Tracy. In September 2022, Christian appeared in an interview where he reflected on his career journey and the influence his father had had on him. He reiterated that the biggest lesson he learned from Diddy was the importance of persistence. The biggest lesson is never stop. Can't stop, won't stop, that's what it is. Christian's life took a tragic turn that is set to turn everything upside down. We're sure he didn't see this coming. Lawsuit involving Christian King Combs. Sean Diddy Combs, who is currently under federal investigation for illegal activities, has been named in a new lawsuit alleging that his son, Christian Combs, mistreated a woman while she was working on a yacht chartered by the music mogul in late 2022. The lawsuit is the latest in a series of legal cases accusing the 54-year-old of misconduct and other criminal activities. Combs has denied all the allegations, describing them as sickening. The lawsuit, filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court on Thursday, details claims from a woman named Grace O'Marcaigh, who accuses Christian Combs, 26, of mistreating her during a December 2022 trip aboard the yacht. O'Marcaigh states that the trip, initially presented as a wholesome family excursion, turned into a hedonistic environment. The alleged assault occurred just days before Sean Combs hosted a New Year's Eve yacht party attended by various celebrities. In the suit, Christian Combs is accused of misconduct and causing emotional distress, while Sean Combs is named for premises liability as the charterer of the yacht and for allegedly aiding and abetting his son. Aaron Dyer, the lawyer representing both Sean and Christian Combs, dismissed the lawsuit, calling it lewd and meritless, and claiming that it contained manufactured lies and irrelevant facts. Dyer also indicated that his legal team plans to file a motion to dismiss the case. Tyrone Blackburn, O'Marcaigh's attorney, commented after the suit was filed, stating that it was disheartening to take legal action against Christian Combs, but suggested that he had clearly adopted his father's pattern and practice of depravity. Now we are going to reveal the terrifying details behind the allegations. What happened in the yacht studio? O'Marcaigh, who was 25 at the time of the alleged assault, worked as a steward providing dinner and drink service on the yacht from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and witnessed partying and substance use between a constant rotation of suspected escorts and celebrities, the suit states. She also alleges in the complaint that she suspected bottles of alcohol were laced with substances because women began to fall over themselves, panic, or pass out after just one drink. In her suit, O'Marcaigh alleges that Christian Combs gave her substance and mistreated her. She included transcriptions of audio clips that she states are evidence of her denying his advances as he gropes her. The suit states that the clips were recorded by a producer in the studio. Around Decree 28, 2022, Omar K. was informed that Christian Combs would be joining the party to record with music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones in the yacht's makeshift studio, the suit states. Christian Combs had been staying on shore at a villa, but often joined his father in the evenings, according to the suit. The woman's suit alleges that he arrived heavily intoxicated and that he paid an inappropriate amount of attention to her. Christian then pressured Omar K. to take shots of tequila that she believes he brought on board, according to the suit. After she took the shot, Combs became aggressive and insisted she drink more. Omar K. became fearful and began to feel the effect of the tequila, which she quickly suspected had been spiked. The situation escalated as Christian Combs groped Omar K.'s body parts, the suit states. The suit details audio recordings in which it states Omar K. can be heard declining alcohol, saying she had to leave, and telling Christian Combs to stop touching her with what sounds like kissing noises in the background. The audio was recorded by Jones, the producer who was in the studio during the alleged assault, and who has alleged in his own lawsuit that he was required to record Sean Combs constantly, and had hours of footage in which the music mogul and his staff allegedly engaged in criminal conduct. In the lawsuit, it is detailed that during an audio recording, Grace Omar K. was heard telling Christian Combs, "Excuse me, you don't touch my legs like that. I'll move my legs where I want to." She added, "If I want to do this, then I will. You don't touch my legs like that." Christian Combs allegedly responded by saying, "Listen, you and everybody in the crew." Omar K. then stated that she needed to leave, saying, "I have to go down," but Christian insisted she stay with him. She replied that she couldn't unless he made that request to a crew leader, fully aware, according to the lawsuit, that anyone in authority who could approve the request would be asleep and unreachable. Combs allegedly asked, "Who can I talk to? I'm going to say I requested you right now." Omar K. responded by telling him, "Well, you can take your hand off my ass for the first thing." She then attempted to resume her duties and finish her shift. However, the lawsuit claims that Combs found her again shortly after and insisted she find him a place to sleep. She directed him to the yacht's cinema, which was being used as an extra sleeping area. According to the lawsuit, once they reached the cinema, Combs blocked her in and began groping her while taking off his clothes. The suit claims that Combs had attempted to force Omar K. to perform oral stimulation on him. The lawsuit includes photos of bruising on her forearm, allegedly caused when Combs grabbed her. Omar K. reportedly fought him off until someone else walked in, according to the details provided in the suit. The alleged assault had a deep impact on Omar K.'s mental health, as well as her professional and personal lives, the suit said. When Omar K. complained to the yacht captain the next day, the suit alleges the captain did not believe her and failed to investigate. She alleges that the captain retaliated against her until she was terminated in May 2023. Her mental health deteriorated, and the woman had anxiety and panic attacks as well as severe suicidal ideations, the suit said. Omar K. alleges that the emotional strain affected her physical health and that she developed bad eating habits and seizures following the assault. So you must be wondering what the exact allegations are and how the investigation is proceeding. Allegations against Christian Combs and investigation. Omar K.'s suit is the first to accuse Christian Combs of misconduct. Since November, his father, Sean Combs, has been accused in lawsuits of misconduct by 4 women, which he has repeatedly denied. One of those suits has been settled, and the others have not been resolved. Jones, a producer who worked for Sean Combs from September 2022 to November 2023, alleged the rapper threatened him, pressured him to engage in inappropriate acts, and forced him to procure escorts. He said he witnessed Sean Combs giving drinks laced with substances to people at parties. On March 25th, agents with Homeland Security investigations searched Sean Combs' properties in Los Angeles and Miami. A source familiar with the investigation told media that a federal investigation began before this year, and that authorities were aware of the layout of Combs' properties before the raids. During the searches last month, federal agents discovered weapons and seized his phones as part of a warrant issued from the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, law enforcement sources have said. Christian Combs was detained at his father's Los Angeles home last month when Homeland Security investigations executed a search warrant, but he was not arrested. Christian is accused of assault, battery, misconduct, and intentional infliction of emotional distress, according to a complaint filed on April 4th and obtained by Rolling Stone. Sean Combs is named in the lawsuit since he chartered the luxury yacht where the assault was said to have occurred. Now that Diddy is in prison, he has contacted his son. What did they talk about? What did Diddy tell him? You'll be shocked to find out. Diddy contacted his son from jail. Diddy is currently in jail after he was arrested on September 16th and charged with misconduct, racketeering, and transportation to engage in sexual services. He pleaded not guilty, but has been denied bail twice. A source with knowledge of the situation says that the music mogul has been able to speak briefly to family members and his children via phone. He is very concerned about his kids and their well-being, the insider says. He has 3 minor children, 2 of whom now have no living parent available with him incarcerated. 4 of his 7 children have neither parent available with him incarcerated. A second insider, close to the family, says that the Combs kids are in a state of crisis and shock following their father's arrest. It's heartbreaking to see the children in the state they're in, the source says. This is their father, but to them, he's not Diddy, he's Dad. He has always been a loving, devoted father. During Combs' arraignment in a New York City court on September 17th, during which he pleaded not guilty, son Christian was seated in the 3rd row and was seen reading a copy of the 14-page indictment against his father. When the judge ruled that the star would be held without bail prior to his trial, Combs turned to where Christian and his family were seated and put his hand on his heart. Federal prosecutors are currently pushing to deny bail for Sean Diddy Combs, citing a history of witness tampering and serious criminal allegations. The case against Combs revolves around a variety of charges, including sexual offenses, racketeering, and even arson, all linked to a wider criminal enterprise that prosecutors allege he controlled using his business empire. One of the key arguments federal prosecutors are using to oppose Combs' bail is his alleged pattern of witness tampering. Prosecutors claim that Combs has a history of attempting to manipulate witnesses, particularly those connected to the offenses he's accused of. Shortly after a misconduct lawsuit was filed against him in November 2023, Combs allegedly made several calls to one of his victims. During these calls, it is reported that Combs tried to gain the victim's support and friendship. Prosecutors argue that Combs attempted to manipulate this victim into believing that she had willingly participated in misconduct, downplaying the severity of his actions and influencing her perception of the events. They assert that since becoming aware of the criminal investigation, Combs contacted multiple witnesses, including those who had received grand jury subpoenas. This pattern of behavior demonstrates, according to prosecutors, Combs' potential to interfere with the judicial process if he is released before trial. Prosecutors have also outlined the extent of Combs' elaborate offenses, particularly focusing on what they described as freak-offs, highly orchestrated adult parties that involved multiple victims. These events, prosecutors argue, were not only instances of misconduct, but were also indicative of the influence Combs wielded over his business associates and employees. The freak-offs were reportedly arranged with the help of Combs' employees and other associates of his business enterprise. Hotel rooms where these events were held often sustained substantial damage, for which Combs would cover the costs. One particular incident in 2012 occurred in a penthouse suite in Manhattan, where Combs had to pay more than $46,000 for damages resulting from a freak-off. This financial power is another reason prosecutors believe Combs should remain in custody. His ability to use his vast resources to carry out and cover up his criminal activities makes him a considerable threat to the community, they argue. Combs' business empire, which spans record labels, alcohol brands, clothing lines, and other ventures, is said to have been deeply intertwined with his criminal activities. The indictment describes how employees of his businesses, including personal assistants, security personnel, household staff, and senior management, were complicit in facilitating and covering up his crimes. This alleged use of his commercial empire to orchestrate and conceal illegal acts underscores the scale of Combs' influence and power. In addition to the offenses and racketeering charges, Combs faces accusations of arson, which prosecutors have tied to the racketeering conspiracy charge against him. The specifics of the alleged arson remain largely undisclosed, but federal prosecutors have hinted that it may be detailed in their request to deny Combs bail. However, some details were provided regarding a 2011 incident when Combs and a co-conspirator reportedly kidnapped a victim on December 22 from the home of an individual identified only as Individual 1. Approximately 2 weeks later, according to the prosecution, Combs's co-conspirators set fire to Individual 1's vehicle by slashing the convertible top and dropping a Molotov cocktail inside. Police and fire department reports from the time concluded that the fire had been intentionally set. Prosecutors further claim that multiple witnesses would testify to Combs openly bragging about his role in the destruction of the vehicle, reinforcing his involvement in the crime. In light of the serious charges and the damning evidence presented by the prosecution, Combs' legal team has submitted a proposal to secure his release before trial. The defense has offered a $50 million bond as part of a comprehensive bail package, which also includes Combs' agreement to wear a GPS monitor and limit his travel to specific locations, namely New York City and Miami. According to the proposal, Combs would only travel to these cities for court appearances, medical appointments, and meetings with his lawyers. Combs' defense team has noted that a plane owned by Combs is currently in Los Angeles and that he is in the process of selling it, presumably to further reduce the risk of flight. Despite these measures, prosecutors have remained firm in their stance that Combs is a flight risk and a danger to the community, emphasizing the serious nature of the charges and the resources he has at his disposal. Records from the Federal Bureau of Prisons show Combs is incarcerated at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, a notorious jail that has been home to other high-profile criminal defendants, including Sam Bankman-Fried, R. Kelly, and Ghislaine Maxwell. Diddy should prepare himself for a long trial process that may result in a minimum of 15 years in prison, and most certainly will hurt his reputation, a former federal and state prosecutor forewarned. Diddy's lawyer recently came out and claimed that Diddy is planning to take the stand and testify. It looks like he's not going to wait around until 2025 to try and get out. This could be seen as an attempt to speed along the criminal proceedings because everybody wants to know who else is involved. If both father and son are found guilty and sentenced, what will be left of the Combs household? Stay with us to know what's next. After Diddy and Christian Combs' sentencing. If both Sean Diddy Combs and his son, Christian Combs, are found guilty and sentenced for their respective crimes, the consequences for the Combs household would be profound, impacting their family structure, finances, legacy, and public image. The effects would be felt on multiple levels, both within the family and beyond, given their widespread influence in the music industry, business ventures, and public life. Sean Combs is not only a famous mogul, but also the patriarch of the Combs family. His absence due to imprisonment would leave a significant void in the family dynamic. Christian, as his son, is also part of the public face of the family, and if both are incarcerated, the family will likely face significant emotional trauma. The younger children, particularly Sean's younger kids from other relationships, may feel the absence of both their father and older brother. This loss of parental guidance, especially from a high-profile figure like Diddy, could affect their upbringing and emotional well-being. Sean Combs' financial empire, which includes his music label Bad Boy Records, the Ciroc vodka brand, clothing lines like Sean John, and numerous other ventures could be severely affected. With both father and son potentially serving prison sentences, their involvement in business operations would be halted. Although they may have trusted executives and managers, the lack of direct leadership could lead to a decline in the performance of these companies. Furthermore, investors and business partners might distance themselves due to legal troubles and negative public perception. The consequences are often swift. Following the emergence of the allegations, Diddy saw multiple business partners, including Macy's and Revolt TV, distance themselves from him. His streaming numbers plummeted, and major platforms like Hulu canceled future projects. This illustrates how business ventures are particularly vulnerable when a celebrity is embroiled in legal battles, as companies seek to avoid the reputational damage of being associated with someone accused of serious misconduct. Any endorsement deals or partnerships that Sean and Christian may have will likely be terminated in the wake of guilty verdicts. Brands and businesses typically cut ties with individuals facing criminal convictions, especially for serious crimes like misconduct or racketeering. This could lead to a significant loss of income and damage to the Combs family's financial stability. The legal proceedings, fines, and potential civil lawsuits could also drain a substantial portion of the family's wealth. Victims of the crimes may file lawsuits seeking damages, further compounding the financial strain on the family. The Combs family may be forced to sell assets or liquidate businesses to cover these costs, leading to a depletion of the vast fortune Sean Combs has built over decades. Moreover, social media plays a crucial role in shaping the narrative surrounding celebrity legal troubles. In Diddy's case, the flood of accusations, combined with substantial evidence such as video footage of his assault on Ventura, transformed public opinion against him. Unlike previous eras, where traditional media had more control over the narrative, today's public figures face immediate scrutiny on platforms like X and Instagram. Diddy's attempt to mitigate public backlash through video apologies on social media was not enough to salvage his reputation. This shift in how the public processes allegations makes it more difficult for celebrities to control the fallout, as public opinion increasingly influences legal and commercial consequences. While some aspects of their wealth and influence may survive in the hands of trusted executives or other family members, the Combs' legacy would be forever altered, overshadowed by criminal convictions and public disgrace. You can get a good idea of Diddy and his son's fate by looking at other celebrity cases that are similar to theirs. Celebrity cases that are similar to Diddy's and his son. Compared to other celebrity legal battles, Diddy's case reveals patterns that reflect broader industry trends. For instance, R. Kelly, once celebrated as a music icon, faced numerous accusations of misconduct that spanned decades. His troubles began to emerge publicly in the early 2000s, notably with the release of a graphic video that allegedly showed him engaging in inappropriate behavior with an underage girl. However, despite the disturbing nature of the accusations, Kelly managed to evade serious repercussions for years, largely due to a combination of his celebrity status, legal maneuvering, and systemic issues within the music industry that often silence victims. In 2019, the situation changed dramatically with the release of the documentary Surviving R. Kelly, which featured testimonies from multiple women who claimed they had been mistreated by him. This documentary reignited public interest and outrage, leading to renewed scrutiny of Kelly's past. As more victims came forward, the legal system finally began to respond. In 2021, Kelly was convicted on multiple counts of racketeering and violations of the Mann Act, a federal law prohibiting misconduct across state lines. This conviction not only resulted in a lengthy prison sentence but also marked a complete destruction of his public image. The once celebrated artist became a cautionary tale about the consequences of unchecked power and celebrity. Similarly, Harvey Weinstein's fall from grace illustrates the profound impact of collective voices speaking out against misconduct. Weinstein, a former film mogul, was accused of misconduct and assault by numerous women in 2017, prompting the #MeToo movement that encouraged survivors to come forward with their stories. Like R. Kelly, Weinstein faced years of allegations that were often dismissed or minimized in the industry. However, the explosive revelations about his behavior led to a seismic shift in public perception. As more women shared their experiences, Weinstein was ultimately charged with multiple counts of inappropriate behavior and misconduct. In February 2020, he was found guilty of misconduct and was sentenced to 23 years in prison. His conviction not only marked a significant legal victory for the victims, but also served as a wake-up call to Hollywood and other industries regarding the prevalence of misconduct and the urgent need for systemic change. The fallout from Weinstein's case led to a broader reckoning, as many organizations and institutions began to examine their own practices and accountability structures in light of the allegations. The future for Sean "Diddy" Combs and his son, Christian, grows more uncertain with each passing day as new allegations continue to surface. What began as serious criminal charges has spiraled into a wave of fresh accusations, leaving both their careers and personal lives hanging in the balance. With the public eye on every development, no one knows what will happen next or how deep the legal troubles will go. What are your thoughts on Christian Combs' involvement in Diddy's crime? And what will happen to them in your opinion? Share in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and click on the cards displayed on your screens for more updates. Thanks for watching.